Hello, our dear listener, and welcome to another enlightening episode of Don Bosco Youth Vibe. We are still in the month of February, the month of love. Today, we are diving into the timeless theme of love, life, and family. Over the last few years, we have heard about alarming numbers of divorce cases in our country. Could it be that people no longer understand love, family, and marriage?
You just need to put in the effort. I learned a concept. I think Raphael, the philosopher, may probably know it better than I do. Yeah, but there's a hormone in a person, a hormone of love, which is very active the first 2 years from the beginning of the relationship. And as time goes, this particular hormone, the one that brings the butterflies in the stomach, begins to diminish. And at that point, you as a couple need to put in the extra effort. Otherwise, again, if you're not putting in the extra effort, you're not creating those moments, it's very easy to fall out of love. When you are married, it's the two of you. You are in a honeymoon stage. A year later, 2 years later, you start having children. So that love that is between the two of you, you also begin to share it with the children. And it's very easy if you are not putting in the extra effort and you're not creating the moment to thin that love to a point where we are seeing these divorce cases in such alarming numbers. Effort, yeah, spice it up.
I think love has kept us going. We've had moments whereby you don't have anything at all, you don't have the material things, you don't know where to fall back. But when you have that strong bond with each other, that love keeps you going. It strengthens your relationship. And also, gifts sometimes. When you give your girl something, she feels good.
It might look small, but it makes us smile.
Yeah, it makes us smile. Us girls, we love to receive. And also having a strong relationship with God as a couple keeps you going. When things are not okay, you have to fall back to your God. And God always shows up in such moments.
Yeah. Just one addition, finances in marriage are a big issue. We did a lot of preparation for the marriage for us, and that preparation kind of keeps us. I proposed in the 13 months that we courted, I proposed marriage to my wife 3 times. The first one was on a Valentine's Day. I took her for dinner and I took her a bouquet of flowers. Yeah, and one of the things I did, I pulled out one flower from the bouquet. I said, I brought you a bouquet, but for today, I need one thing. I can't give you a ring today because I'm also a traditional man. I haven't asked your family for your hand. So I'm using a flower today. And I went down on a knee and I proposed. The second time I did a proposal, she was living in Kitwe at the time and I was in Ndola. I went to Kitwe with my payslip and I followed her to her office. We went for lunch, and while we were having lunch, I put out my payslip, and at the time, I was taking home 2,800 kwacha, and I put out my payslip and I handed it to her, and I said, "Do you still want to marry this?"
Wow. Raphael, I hope you are listening.
I hope he's listening.
We are listening. We are listening.
And she said yes to that. So today when we are in lack, when I can provide some of the things that she wants, she is still content with what I can provide. Because she said yes to me at a time when I was nothing and I had nothing. And that's very important. Many times, especially during courtship, people pretend and they fake to be what they are not. Then when somebody comes into a home, the situation is different from the picture that was painted. So I think from the beginning, you have to lay a very strong foundation for your union. Yeah, people change. When I married her, she was a perfect size 8. She was small. 10 years down the line, she's not the same. So you need to accept that people change, but your love needs to be constant throughout. You need to be truthful first to yourself, and also truthful to your partner. And then your partner also needs to be able to understand you. A life experience that I'll share. The week that has gone by, we had Valentine's and we had my wife's birthday. We had school fees to pay, we had all these things that we needed to do. And we just didn't have the money. And my wife was not going to put me under excessive pressure for a fancy gift or for something like that. And she knows what I am capable of when I have. So this time around, I couldn't even afford one flower. One rose flower was 50 kwacha. I couldn't afford. And it was her birthday and it was Valentine's. But I still went into ShopRite and bought a slice of cake. Her favorite cake is Black Forest. I couldn't afford a full cake. So I bought a slice for 30 kwacha. And I took it home and we sat down with our kids. The kids sang happy birthday and we shared that slice as a family. I got a spoon and I started getting cake and I was feeding her. And I could see her smile ear to ear. So even in the nothing, you still create moments to bond as a family. You still create moments where you can express love. Later on in the evening we were talking. He says, me, you know what I love. And I'm not very hard to express. So when you have a 20x30 plot chat, we laughed about it. So I just wanted to say, just be truthful to yourself, be truthful to your partner. I was talking to somebody else yesterday who is in the financial markets. They give out loans. And they say, no, we, as a company this week, we have no cash inflows. It was all outflows because of Valentine's. And many people were borrowing for that particular one day. And they have to pay with interest. And so don't put yourself under excessive pressure. Because that pressure, again, when it comes back, it comes out back reloaded. Because your salary is 5,000 kwacha. You go and borrow 10,000 kwacha for one day, Valentine's Day. And then at the end of the month, you don't have salary for the next maybe 3 months because you have to service Valentine's Day.
And you have rentals to look
after. It puts more excessive pressure on you. So you don't want to do that.
I think I'll just generally echo on what he said about pretending when you're in courtship. So I know people do, the other partner, they do a lot to get to you, like to want you to be in a relationship with him.
They even borrow cards.
Yes, But so generally, I'll just echo on what he says on pretending. I feel like your person should love you for who you are, so that even when things are bad, it's easy for you to drop it down a notch and just say, I'll meet you where you are right now and we'll be together. A lot of people who, during the chasing phase, that one, before you start courting each other, there's going to be a lot of, no, I can get this for you, I can get this for you, or they will pretend to be living a life that they don't live. And then eventually your other partner is going to get attracted to that because that's the energy you gave them in the beginning. And I think that's when people start saying, oh no, he's changed, he doesn't do this and this anymore. But also you have to reach a point of realization that your needs are changing also as a couple. It's no longer what is going to make you happy alone. It's what's going to make us happy as a couple together. And I think also greatly, your relationship should be God-centered. I believe, to be honest, God should really just be at the center of your union. And a couple that prays together definitely stays together. Yeah.
Lack of finances or insufficient finances in a family is a major cause of most divorce cases. Now, there is a concept which we call domestic economy, which is the ability to manage the finances of a particular household. So you need to determine how much money you are going to be generating per month and how much will be your expenditure. But now it is proving that the cost of living is increasing, and therefore the purchasing power of the finances that we are having is not sufficient to pay for our bills, our fixed bills. So now there is also what is known as income diversification. So this is what we are preaching today, where you can say that, okay, even if my husband has got this fixed income that he brings in per month, but it is insufficient to cater for our costs. So you can diversify, where you can say, okay, what other alternative source of income are we going to bring in our home? Maybe you can say, okay, as I will be going for work, I'm going to open a business which is going to be run by my wife. Maybe you can set up a booth just outside your home, which can be able to be run either by your wife or by your children or by your dependents. So this issue really is hitting up a lot of people. So let us not just stick to one stream of income, because contracts can be terminated at any time. The husband can lose employment at any time. How are we going to start surviving? So I am appealing that we need to diversify our sources of income.
Give themselves in service to their neighbor, who dare to be the change they want to see. Are we the ones who...
Oh, well, this is where we need to wrap up. My name's Victoire Chilufia, so join us again, and remember to follow us on Facebook page so that you get to see the roses that we have received. Miss Irene, thank you so much for the roses.
Friend of all young people.